Welcome back, SPC listeners. Big day today. Time for my check ride. It's finally here, and after all these years, we'll finally figure out if I made it or not. I hope you enjoy episode 53, Checking My Ride.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 4121 Tango is at Chandler Air Service. We have Zulu, and we'd like a south departure, please.
What does it take to be an angel? Where does the sun go when it sleeps? Is every star that shines so...
First, some housekeeping. I apologize for missing last week's episode release. We took the whole family to Maui, and it just wasn't in the cards for me to sit by the beach with my laptop to edit an episode and get it published. So I decided to skip 1 week. But don't worry, I won't make it a habit again. But we're back on track with Tuesday releases, and this one is an important one for me. The time had finally come to do my check ride. To recap, I was planning to get checked the week before, but we ran into a hiccup. My flight instructor had accidentally let his CFI lapse, and some of our flight time didn't count. So I had to make up some hood time and fly enough with another instructor to let him recommend me for my check ride. And then the DPE couldn't do it for a few days, so there we were almost a week later, and I was trying to squeeze it in before I had to fly out to Wisconsin for AirVenture. And to make matters worse, the only time the DPE had was to start the oral around 10 a.m., so we wouldn't be flying until almost 2 p.m. In July, in Arizona. So that's where I found myself this day. I was prepped. I had crammed, I had marked my books, done the makeup flights, made sure I had all the documentation for the aircraft, which was November 81658, by the way, and I was hoping I was ready for both the oral and the flying. We started the oral section in the late morning, and while I certainly made a few blunders on how I answered a few things, I did know the material, and I passed that because he said it was time to go fly. So off we went. Well hydrated and hoping to get through it, I did the pre-flight and jumped into the plane with the DPE. Here I am getting the ATIS.
Few clouds at 20,000, temperature 36, dew point 06, altimeter 29er, 9er 2. Visual approach in use, landing and departing runways 22, left and right. Noticed airmen, multiple obstructions in the vicinity of Chandler Airport up to 310 feet AGL. All departing aircraft defies ground control, direction of departure on contact. Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler Airport. Advise on initial contact that you have, Mike. Chandler Tower Formation, Mike, 1947 Zulu observation, wind 290 at 6, visibility 40. Few clouds at 20,000, temperature 36, dew point 06, altimeter 29er, 9er 2. Visual approach in use, landing and departing runways 22, left and right.
Chandler Ground, Cherokee 81658 at Chandler Air Service. We have Mike and would like a southwest departure.
Cherokee 81658, Chandler Ground, taxi runway 22 right via Alpha, November.
Taxi to 22 right via Alpha November 658.
Cherokee 658, just verify you did say southwest departure?
Affirmative, southwest.
As we were taxiing out, we were talking about our kids a bit and summertime. His were starting back at school already for a semi-year-round schedule that they had. And I was talking about how my poor wife was ready for our 3 boys to go back to school, so she wasn't chasing them around all day long anymore. So Kurt said something like, "So you said, sorry, honey, I'm headed to Oshkosh." It was pretty funny. I had to add, too, "Oh, and by the way, our anniversary is while I'm at Oshkosh." He said I was living on the razor's edge. Luckily, I have an amazing wife who indulges my craziness, up to a point at least. So he asked me to do a short field takeoff, so that's what we'll listen to here real quick.
What kind of takeoff?
Let's do a short field takeoff.
Look, we're the only fools out here.
I noticed a couple of the other airplanes gone.
Helicopter 9 of
Yeah, they probably up at Prescott.
Yeah, really.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 81658 is ready to go on 22 right. Request momentary delay.
Cherokee 81658, Chandler Tower, momentary delay approved. At the airport boundary, proceed on course. Runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
22 right, clear for takeoff. Cherokee 658. Okay. I rotate at 50. Close my window. You're all locked up? Okay.
Chandler Tower, evac 8.
Evac 8, Chandler Tower, Chandler, altimeter 29901.
Copy 29901, evac 8 is off at Gateway. We are inbound to Chandler Regional, negative 8.
Evac 8, transition into and through the Chandler Class Delta service area approved. Chandler information, November current runway is 22.
Alright, obstacles cleared.
Wind 300 at 8, altimeter 29901.
Evac 8, thank you.
So we turned on course, and I started trying to get the Morse code to identify the VOR that he had me heading to for the place he had me plan to go. I couldn't get it yet, probably because of some mountains in the way, so I'd need to be higher, so I just kept continuing on course. But while flying, the controller said this, which epitomized how volatile the air was at the time. Of course, we didn't have any thunderstorms right near us at the moment, but the whole area was ready for some.
Central Aircraft has this weather information convected at 19 Western for Arizona and New Mexico. Available high watch, flight watch, or flight service frequencies.
While flying toward my planned destination, he had me divert to Eloy. Some of you may know Eloy from its world-famous skydiving operation there called Skydive Arizona. He asked me what I would do at that point, and I said I would call flight service to let them know I was diverting and where I was. At first, I said approximately 15 miles north of the Stanfield VOR, and he said, "Can you be more specific?" So I looked outside and said we were over the town of Maricopa, which he liked better. He asked me to find out exactly where using the VOR and distance measuring equipment, or DME, and by the time I got it all dialed in, we were on the 325 radial of the Stanfield VOR and 12.7 miles from the VOR. After he was convinced that I would be able to find Eloy, he had me intercept some other radial, which I did, and then he put me under the hood. First thing he had me do after that was to climb to 3,500 feet on a specific heading, and then do a right 360 turn. Then he had me climb to 5,000 feet, then a descent to 4,500, all while under the hood. While descending, he had me make a right turn to a specific heading as well. Then it was time for some unusual attitude recovery while under the hood. He did 2 of those with me, and they went just fine, thankfully. I made the right recovery decisions quickly, and that was it for the hood. Next was minimum controllable airspeed. During this, he had me do both a right and a left 180 while at MCA. Then he had me do some steep turns. We did power on and power aft stalls, and then he pulled the power for an emergency engine out drill. And then it was off to do some S-turns across a road. Next, we went back to the airport for some touch and goes. I grabbed the ATIS and headed back for the airport area.
AGL has this weather information available in high watch, flight watch, or flight service frequencies. Use caution. Bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler Airport. Departures. Advise ground control of your direction of flight. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Oscar. Chandler Tower information, Oscar. Time 2100 Zulu. Wind 2404. Temperature 37, dew point 4. Altimeter 2990. Visual approach in use, landing in departing runways 22, left and right. Note them. Multiple obstructions.
Helicopter 70562 is approaching South 1 inbound to the helipad.
Helicopter 562, make a left traffic at the helipad, cleared to land.
Making left traffic, clear Romeo Papa, holding short of the heliport with information Oscar, southbound departure, Bravo.
Oscar.
Dr. Colin Chandler Tower from the helipad, say your call sign. Helicopter holding short of the helipad, say your call sign again, sir. You cut out another helicopter.
Sorry about that. Helicopter 914 Romeo Papa, holding short of the heliport for southbound departure, taxiway Bravo.
Helicopter 914 Romeo Papa Chandler Tower, make a southwest departure from the helipad, clear for takeoff, then proceed on course southbound.
914 Romeo Papa.
Helicopter 562, traffic is a helicopter departing prior to arrival.
Helicopter 562 has traffic in sight.
Chandler Tower information, Papa current altimeter 2988, wind 270 at 4.
Papa. Chandler Tower, Cherokee 81658 is 4 miles south of the field. We have Papa inbound touch and go.
Cherokee 1658, Chandler Tower, make left traffic, runway 22 left, report downwind.
Make left traffic for 22 left and we'll report downwind, Cherokee 658.
Cherokee 658, verify you said touch and go.
Affirmative, touch and go.
Tower, 1 touch and go, and then I need a full stop taxi back, please. 658.
Cherokee 658, roger.
Not multiple touch and go, but I didn't want them to think we were going to be stuck in there.
I gotcha.
Skywagon 743 Kilo Sierra Chandler Tower, information Papa's current advisory when you have Papa. Make right traffic, runway 22 right, report downwind. An aircraft, Skywagon inbound, verify your call sign numbers again. They're in 400 Delta, runway 22 right, cleared to land, squawk VFR.
What kind of, oh, this is a normal landing, right?
Yeah, I just said regular touch and go.
Archer 965 Whiskey Golf Chandler Tower, transition to the Chandler class belt surface air approved at or above 2,700. Chandler altimeter 2988. Skywagon 3 Kilo Sierra, thank you.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 81658 is about to turn downwind, right downwind for 22 left.
Cherokee 658, verify you're turning left downwind for runway 22 left.
Yeah, affirmative, sorry about that. It's a left downwind for 22 left.
Cherokee 658, runway 22 left, cleared touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 22 left, Cherokee 658.
I knew that would freak old Kyle out.
Evac 8 Chandler Tower, Chandler altimeter 2988.
Okay, fuel pump on. Fullest tank.
Evac 8, transition out of the Chandler class belt surface area approved. Baron 400 Delta, turn right at the end, contact ground inbound of the ramp. Have a good day. Skywagon 3 Kilo Sierra, runway 22 right, cleared to land.
Skywagon 3 Kilo Sierra, affirmative, altitude indicates 2,200. And Skywagon 3 Kilo Sierra, it has been operative the whole way in. Evac 8 for exchange proof, have a good day. Pan Am 445, Chandler Tower, how do you wish to terminate the approach? Pan Am 445, roger, maintain at above 2,500 on the approach, report Mr. Bell.
Oh, yeah,
touch and go.
That's right.
Skywagon 3 Kilo Sierra, runway 22 right, cleared, stop and go. After completion of your stop and go, proceed on course westbound.
Can't even remember the last time I did a normal landing.
So then he had me go back around and do a short field landing. Nothing that interesting was really said, so I won't play it. I did get a not bad from Kurt, so I'll take it. Next, he would have me taxi back and do a soft field takeoff and then a soft field landing. During the takeoff roll and climb out, Kurt asked the controller for a right pattern on this one, so they switched us over to 2-2 right, which is closer to the ramp anyway. And that signaled to me that I had one more landing before my check ride was over.
Soft field takeoff.
Soft field.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 658 is ready to go on 22 left.
Cherokee 658, Chandler Tower, continue left traffic, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 22 left, Cherokee 658.
And Tower 658 will be terminate to the ramp on this one. If we can get one right pattern, I appreciate it.
Cherokee 658, roger, make right traffic, runway 22 right, remain this frequency.
Okay, we'll make right traffic for 22 right, and we'll remain with you, 658. Had to throw a wrench in it for me, huh?
Well, kind of like to mix it up a little bit.
Cherokee 658, runway 22 right, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, 22 right, Cherokee 658.
So we came in for the soft field landing. He told me that he thought my regular landing was a little bit flat, still mains first, but not by much. But he said my soft field was excellent. So he told me when I'm out on my own, try to get the nose up on my normal landings like I did on my short field landing. I thought that was a good sign that maybe I even passed. I don't know. We taxied back in, and Kurt did have some words of wisdom for me, feedback from what we did and how I performed and all of that. But he told me the magic words. I had passed, and I was now a certificated private pilot. I was ecstatic, but also tired, and had some traveling to do later that night to get to Oshkosh, so I didn't have a lot of time to relish the moment. So that was it. My primary training was over, and it was time to go out into the real world and really gain some experience, get some real learning under my belt. But like I said, first it was time to let someone else fly me to Milwaukee, and then I would have the privilege of being picked up by Pilot Kent from the PilotCast podcast and fly right seat with him for the arrival at Oshkosh the next day. And what an experience that would be. I'm thinking I'll include that, actually, even as old as it is, in a near future episode. So stay subscribed for that, if nothing else. I do have a special treat for next week's episode, though. A very interesting interview, but we'll get to that next week. As a reminder, I would love to hear from you. My email address is bill@studentpilotcast.com, or you can reach out to me on the website contact form at studentpilotcast.com. On Twitter, I'm at BillWill. That's Bravo India Lima Lima, Whiskey India Lima. I couldn't believe it, though. I had passed. But man, I had a lot to learn. I was excited to start exercising my new rights with my certificate. I would finally get to take my wife somewhere, or my kids, or I could grab an airplane and actually go somewhere. It was really exciting. Mostly, though, I was glad it was done at that point, and I could move on to the next phase. And doing stage checks and the check ride with Kurt always reminded me how much better I could be with some practice. He was very good at keeping me humble, so I was excited to keep learning and improving my skills. But the bottom line was, I had done it. I was finally a pilot. Music for today's episode is To Be an Angel by the Canadian band Uncle Seth. You can get more information and subscribe to the podcast feeds on the web at studentpilotcast.com. Remember, any instruction that you hear in this podcast was meant for me and for me alone in the situation I was in at the time. Please do not try to blindly apply anything you see or hear in this podcast to your own flying without thinking it through on your own completely. If you have questions about any aspect of your flying, please consult a qualified CFI.